Welcome to GCSE Maths Help. Today we're going to be looking at some exam tips that might come in handy when you sit your exams. Let's get started. For starters, I would ask your teacher which formulas you need to know off by heart before doing your revision. There's no point in wasting your time or having sleepless nights because you can't remember the volume of a cone if that's going to be one of the formulas that you're given in your exam. So check with your teacher before you start revising. The next tip is of all the formulas that you have had to learn, as soon as you're allowed to write on your exam paper, I would write down all of the formulas that are in your head so you have them down on paper for when you need them. If you get them all down on paper when you first start your exam, you won't be panicking about trying to remember them while you're trying to answer the other questions. They'll be there waiting for you when you need them later on. If you're looking at a question and you really have no idea where to start with it, have a look at the clues that they've given you. If there's a picture of a triangle with a right angle, then that's a clue that you're going to be using Pythagoras or the trigonometry ratios. If you've been given the volume of a 3D shape, think about how to calculate the area of the cross-section because they're quite often related. If you've been told to find x to 2 decimal places, then it's probably going to need the quadratic formula rather than factorising it. These are all clues that are there to help you. If you know you're looking at a question about triangles, think about your revision and what you know about triangles, like do you have the information about the line opposite and adjacent to the angle for a ratio? Hopefully you'll start to see something that will show you the first step to answering the question. The best tip that I was ever given when I was doing my Maths GCSE was that all the details that are given to you in the question must be relevant to the maths that you're doing. I touched on this in the probability key points video, that if the question says Adam was mixing paint in the shop to the ratio 2:3 and he only has £50 to spend, will he have enough paint? All of these details have been given to you, so they must be needed at some point when you're working out the answer. There's never going to be a question that says Adam was in the paint shop mixing paint and he was really hungry because he hadn't had his lunch yet and he bumped into his neighbour at the checkout, because all of these details aren't relevant to the maths. Examiners won't waste the paper writing things like that down and making the details harder for you to pick out. So if you get to the end of a question and you haven't used some of the details that they've given you, I would rethink what you've done, what you've worked out, because you've probably missed something. I know it's really hard to believe sometimes, but examiners really do want you to do as well as you possibly can. They really want to give you lots of marks, so by writing the question simply, with all the details that you need, they're giving you the best possible chance to do well. An oldie, but a good one, is read each question carefully, then read it again. When you're stressed, your brain does this really cute thing where it tricks you into reading the question that you hope is written there, rather than what's actually written on the paper. So take the time to read what's being asked of you calmly before you start answering. My last piece of advice has to be, remember to breathe. If panic is really starting to set in, close your eyes and take some deep breaths. As someone who's had their fair share of panic attacks, no maths is going to get done until you get your breathing under control so you can start to think clearly. Last of all, to anybody watching this, good luck in your exams. All your hard work has led up to this point, so go out there and show them what you can do. Good luck!